Well, hello there. Good evening, and welcome to the finale, part 2 of Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. This last map is no joke. Having played games like FE7, FE8, even FE6, having the final map be just kind of a story set piece, but not actually be like the culmination of the challenge, kind of felt like it sinking into the norm almost. And having played some of these later games in the series, games like Conquest, Three Houses, this game now, and having those be like significant challenges, it's pretty good. So I will say, and we've talked about it on Discord recently, I did look up some clears of this final map, and almost every single one of them had 3 warp staves, multiple ballisticians, and a character named Nagi, which I don't have. So we got some work to do. We're gonna have to figure out how to get this game under control. We're gonna take a peek at some units. It's been a little bit since I've played. I want to refresh myself on it. Who's doing what where. So we got Marth. He might be able to do some damage to Medius. Considering the Falchion has 12 might, that would be tripled to 36. Plus his strength. Plus 1 from weapon rank. So he may be able to hurt Medius a little bit. The lad, Gordon. Yep, he's there. Lena, probably not doing anything. Wolf, also, honestly, probably not doing anything. But he may be able to do a little bit of damage to him. Sedgar, this is going to be our guy that does some damage to the boss. With 22 strength and that Giga Forged Dragon Pike, this is probably going to be our guy that deals, like, outside of Tiki, which we'll get to in a minute. It's probably going to be our guy that deals the most damage to the boss. We have Linde. Linde, I mean, unsurprisingly turned out okay in terms of damage output. Like, her magic is very high, her speed is very high, but she's quite fragile. She does a lot of damage. Not much else to it. We've reclassed Katria to Sniper for this map for the extra speed. And the fact that I have some decent forged bows for her to use. We have Tiki. Tiki and Nagi were the, like, basically how it worked was I watched somebody warp Nagi in front of the boss, hit the boss, and then die on the crackback, and then warp Tiki in front of the boss and kill the boss. That's how most of them worked. After warping a separate character, most of the time was a Swordmaster Sheeta with the Wormslayer to kill the guy standing in front of the boss, which we may wind up doing as well. Because even speed capped, I don't think Sheeta can double, because I'm pretty sure the boss is speed capped as well. It was 20 speed. I don't know what the Earthstone bonuses are. Maybe we can find out together. Let's see. Shadow Dragon, Earthstone. Let's see. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Would you like to show me what it does? No? Just says it's got 20 might, 1-2 range, and 70 hit. It's not telling me what stats it gives. Imbues him with the power to negate ranged attacks. Interesting. And it says it receives the bonus of defense plus 23. This is gross. Well, it's not telling me the stats either way. Either way, he's going to be a pain in the ass to kill. Back to units, though. So yeah, Tiki, with the Divine Stone, the effective damage should be quite high, even though her strength is not really super good. She hasn't had a whole ton of training. She should still be able to do a decent chunk of damage to Medius. Maria's here for stabs. She'll get to A stabs at some point to be able to use Fortify. She needs like 1 or 2 uses. Sheeta will likely be reclassing to Swordmaster so that she can use the Worm Slayer that Ogma has to kill the guy standing in front of Medius. Minerva, Ogma, Pala, S, Lise, all these characters are just villains. Though, something we could wind up doing is maybe using Tiki. If Sheeta can't do it, using Tiki to kill the guy in front of Medius. Though the Tiki probably can't do it either, to be quite fair. Sure, her damage is just not quite that high. And then we could Alms Staff her back to life with Elise. So that is an option. Yeah. So let's get reclassing. Paladin Sheeta was cute for a minute, but let's get that speed back. Then we need to trade Ogma for that. Okay. yeah, it really is, Curly. Though, to be fair, we have the Alms Staff, so maybe we could revive somebody if we have to Lord Farquaad them. Okay. So, yeah, the big plan is going to be to warp in Sheeta. She'll kill this guy, turn 1, and then probably die to these guys. It's just kind of be a thing. And then we'll have to warp in Tiki and Sedgar and kind of go from there. And to be honest, if we can get this room under control relatively easily, maybe even just warp in Sedgar, to be honest. He can brick wall these guys pretty handily from coming into the room, and we can try like warping in more and more units. As we go. Yeah. I think the only units I have that are really going to deal damage to Medius, though, would be Sedgar with the Forged Dragon Pike. 14 might, 86 hit. Maybe Sheeta with the Forged Worm Slayer. But doubtful she would do anything meaningful. And then Tiki, obviously. Tiki good. Where's Tiki? You up here? Yeah, there's Tiki. So, those are the characters that are probably going to be able to deal damage, and Wolf probably could too. Yeah. So, let's move some units around. I want Tiki with this Warp Staff over here. And then Sedgar with this Warp Staff over here. Yeah, I'll need Sheeta over here as well. Instead of like Minerva or something. We'll just have to go from there. So we'll have to warp Sheeta in turn 1. Let her kill this guy. Hopefully. We'll see. I don't even know if she's strong enough, to be honest. I mean, I suppose we could check, right? But though, not really. I think this is going to be more of a almost trial and error thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and start it. This is kind of going to be trial and error. Alright, there's Goto. There's Medius. Oh, we can warp multiple times in a turn as well. Like, I could stand here and warp Sheeta and then trade it to Goto, and he could warp after that, so we're not completely out of luck there. She does not kill. That is massively disappointing. Without a crit, anyway. Yeah. But what about a... Swarm? Swarm will kill. So that's a way we can do it, but that makes it to where we can't warp twice in a turn. So now we have to deal with the fact that Marth gets one-shot by this guy. So we probably have to bait the Ballista with somebody else and hope he just, like, shoots Maria or something. So... I'm gonna do this for now. Or maybe one of them will shoot Sheeta. Alright, see what happens. Oh, there's Maria. Yeah. Okay, I really need this next one to not attack Marth. Okay. That is not helpful. So already we're running into problems here. The biggest thing I wanted to avoid was having to do stuff like this, where it's just like, alright, well, I hope we dodge. Or hope we don't have to, like, rig a crit or fish for a crit or something. I was talking about this on Discord earlier today while I was at work. I really, really, really don't want to be fishing for a crit to kill these, to like, kill this guy and then, like, fight Medius in one turn. And I'd really not have to, like, love to not rely on a crit to kill, or, like, a dodge to not die and stuff like that, so... Yeah. Like, I want a consistent strategy. Which is difficult with what we've got going on here. I know Lord Marquand didn't get the memo that he's supposed to be sacrificing others, not himself. Like, pretty whack. Beautiful. You love to see it. Okay, I'm just gonna do this now. I'm gonna warp Tiki in and see like how much damage she deals to Medius. Let's see. This is about to be depressing, isn't it? 43 is actually quite good. She dies instantly on the crackback, but 43 is quite good. So... oh wow, she can't even kill she can't even kill one of the priests. So 43 is quite high. The problem is he'll just get healed up. So like we need our second use of warp to bring in the person who's gonna be following up with Tiki. So that person will likely be Sedgar. So let's see if Sedgar can do it. We should just be able to calculate how much damage Sedgar deals. So this tripled would be 52 might, right? 42 might, not 52. That's way too high. 42 might. So 42 might on the pike plus 2 from weapon rank would be 44, plus strength is 66. Presuming he does get... no, there's no way it's giving him plus 23 defense. Like, there's no way. Like, between Tiki and Sedgar, that should kill the boss. So we just need to find a way to keep Marth alive. Whilst... whilst dealing with the guy in front of Medius. So there's two ways that this happens. Either A, we crit with Sheeta on like a 14, or we dodge a 54 with Marth. Those are like the two big ways that we do it, because Marth starts in range of this guy and I can't move him. So unless we're going to warp Marth out of the way, which I can't really do, we're going to have to do either that or like a crit from Goto. Like a 10% crit from Goto. But again, that's not happening, so... I wonder if there's a different alternatively here. Probably not. Oh, we missed anyway. Okay, that's cool. Well, it doesn't really matter, because I had planned on... I had needed to send Sheeta up this way anyway, first. And then would be warping with Goto. So, like, right now our options are more limited than they were prior, and we already weren't winning, so... Okay. So, since I'm already well past this point, how does one acquire Nagi? Okay. So get Tiki killed and lose Falchion. How do you lose Falchion? Seizing without killing Garnet. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, losing as in not acquiring it, period. Got it. So I suppose that thing that I said at the beginning of the stream where I was like, yeah, the clears that I saw people warp in Nagi and Tiki, that wasn't true. It was... Well... I did see one where they had both, though. They had both Tiki and Nagi. So, like, does Nagi just pop up if you kill Tiki in this map? Is she just like, hey, by the way, I'm here? Like, because I saw both. Oh, use the Alm Staff on Tiki. That makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. Bang. Doing the big damages. Alright. So, yeah, we just hope that Marth doesn't get hit. That's the... My best case scenario is that they just don't attack Marth. Which is obnoxious, but... Move these guys back. Okay. There goes the attack means Maria. Okay. Hey, it just attacks Marth anyway. Man, that's really obnoxious that I have to just either get a 14% crit, or like warp Marth away, I guess? We could delay this by a turn by warping Marth away, but that just gives more time for like my staff units to just get shot down. So... Alternatively, we could just try and kill this Ballistician. But I was using Sheeta for that in conjunction with Goto. Minerva just doesn't pack the same punch. So we'd be relying on a crit from Goto. Which doesn't feel great. Yeah, like, I would want somebody like Linde down here to kill this guy. Should just absolutely shred through his res. Huh. Like, I hate that he's choosing to target Marth over other characters. That guy's got a javelin. Beautiful. Can I get her out of range of this ballista? Yes? So maybe this one will go for her instead? I could also, like, try deploying other lower defense units, something like Est, or something like that. Putting Est in range of those ballisticians. See what happens there. Okay, so this one goes for Sheeta. Yeah. And that one goes for Maria. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We don't even have to put Minerva up there anymore. Knowing that we can bait that attack like so. Okay, now let's see if our grand plan works. Get it, Tiki. Oh yeah, I suppose I haven't seen this dialogue yet. Foolish humans, you dare disturb me while I slumber? Oh, how you will regret it as you die slowly, painfully, writhing in the fires of the inferno. Well, good thing Tiki's not a foolish human. Wow, she missed. This RNG hell has layers, y'all. Layers on layers. Oh, boy. Let me test this. I'm gonna reset it right now anyway, but let me test this. See how, see if Marth deals any damage to him with the Falcon. He deals 22. That's actually pretty substantial. Plus a 5% crit would have just ended it there, and that would have been fucking hilarious. Okay. There's one more thing I haven't really tried. Which would be... Well, I have to switch around, like, most of my units, so... Well, not most of, but I would need to group my units much differently, I think. Oh, nice dodge. So I wonder now if it's better for me to do this. So now I'll have Sedgar in the throne room already. And then I can warp Tiki in, and then maybe warp Marth in as well afterward. And Sheeta probably dies to the double brave bow. Like, that's 130 hit versus 45 avoid means she's not dodging anything. And that's 29 attack versus 13 defense. Yes, 16 times 2 from each one. Yeah, she's extra dead. Okay. So I need Maria out of range of this ballista. Okay. Beautiful. It was meant to be. Thick Gordon at it again. Okay. Oh no, not Gordon. Oh no, not Gordon! Oh yes, not Gordon. Uh-oh. 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 Oh no. Oh! Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Sheeta just rattled off 4, like 80-something% dodges? That would be some next level bullshit right there. Hey, Shinjo. Alrighty. So, now we can test out this damage here. 11. That is much lower than I expected. That is not effective. Why is the Dragon Pike not effective against Medius? But why, though? Oh, we're attempting to end it right now, Shinjo. We've done the math. It just requires, some farquadding, as we called it. Marthquadding. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice that I am willing to make. Marth, probably. So I'm curious to see... Manakete. Where is... Wolf? There you are. Effective against dragons. Yeah, I don't know. It's not even like it's a class specific. Kind of like Zephiel's not an armored unit because his class is like king or whatever. It's not even like that because his class is like E-Dragon or Earth Dragon. So it's not even like he doesn't have the right class assignment. Oh, he's got 11 sword. Catria's got a gun! Ah! That was not water. Pardon me, that's very loud, I apologize. Just gonna set that right over there. I'm off tomorrow, so, yeah. Alright. Well, I mean, we didn't come here to not hit the boss with the falchion, so... Boop! Ugh. Defeated again by humans. Know this, Altean Prince. That light which surrounds you is only a temporary respite. So long as the darkness in your hearts continues to sustain me, I cannot be destroyed. Ugh. Got him. Oh boy, I wonder what stats we'll get. Hooray! I'm gonna make another save slot there. Just to maybe be able to go back to this at some point. And possibly find another way of doing this. After Medius's demise, Dolar would relax its shadowy grip on the land and fade into obscurity. The Empire was finished. The fires of war that had raged across Arcanea would die, and light would come to take darkness's place. But before any of that came to pass, there were a few final moments of Marth's tale that need telling. Yeah, look, Shincho, I tried, man. I really tried. But it was tough. And he still did over half the boss's health and damage in one swing. Or, over a third, sorry, not half. Over a third. Not bad. Well done, Marth. Our struggle is finally over. You've saved our world. Not just me. Many fought at my side, and many died. Oh, God, did many died. Marth, you loved her, didn't you? Sheeta? It's okay. Your sister has the alms staff, Marth. We've got this. She was the one I wanted most to keep safe. But I failed. And now I've lost her forever. If only we had our own resurrectory. It occurs to me now that perhaps she was the one protecting me all along. You don't fucking think. Sheeta, why did you take up arms with a fool like me? Marth, do not blame yourself. Remember Henri and Artemis. We are their descendants. Perhaps we were always meant to share their curse as well as their blood. And perhaps only once the curse had exacted its price could our battle with the Shadow Dragon be won. This peace we've made, we must cherish it, Marth. We've both paid so dearly for it. Yeah, she was very much carrying basically the entire run. Like, she took a little bit to get off the ground, but, like, as soon as we got that Seraph robe, she was basically unstoppable. Let us work together to ensure none must endure a tragedy like ours again. Yeah. So concludes the tale of Falchion, Blade of Light, Marth, its wielder, and his battle with the Shadow Dragon. Yeah, somehow I don't think this is the last we'll see of Falchion. Is it Falchion? 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 I don't know. Herein its events have been chronicled, that none may ever forget. And there we have it. Oh, I can't wait to see some of these turn counts. Yeah, I mean, it's nice that they put in and it's not just like missing dialogue lines either. Like, sometimes it's just like the person's supposed to have a dialogue line here and they're not there, so there's no dialogue. 35 right there. I think that's the highest one so far. There was like actual dialogue for the fact that she was dead. And that's actually pretty cool. Do you think we warp skipped chapter 21? Is that what happened there? Oh, man. That's good. That was good. Okay. Oh shit. I missed. This is the bad ending. Fell in battle during the endgame and vanished from the pages of history. After the war, Jagan laid down his lance and became one of Prince Marth's closest advisors. Cain remained in Altea to instruct younger knights in the ways of war. It's a shining example. Never did he neglect his training. I know. Abel left the army and opened a small shop. He was to be married, but in the end his fellow knights were his most steadfast companions. Draug was put in charge of an outland garrison. The people there soon came to love their kind but stalwart protector. Ah. Oh, Gordon the Ungagged. Gordon squired himself to an Arcanean knight to further his mastery with the bow. Later, he returned to Altea with his brother. Brice built a monastery and spent his remaining years caring for children who had lost their parents in the war. Yeah, these are all pretty, like, simplistic endings. Ogba returned to Talus to serve its people. Perhaps love was not his long suit. History has no record of him marrying. Never heard the word long suit before. Oh no, Barst the Hatchet fell in battle during Chapter 2. Oof. Uh-oh. Board the Lopper fell in battle during Chapter 7. Oof. And Cord the Chopper fell in battle during Chapter 3. Triple Oof. Got the hat trick. All of them down. Castor hurried home to his aging mother, medicine in hand. They lived modest lives. Wow. Talk about a generic ending. Daros. It was back to the sea for Daros, by all accounts. Carefree, he departed Arcanea's shores for the last time. Oh no, Julian fell in chapter 15. Oof. Lena, angel to all. Lena cared for orphans at the convent in Macedon, and doled out love in equal shares to all she met. What a sweetheart. Navarre. Vanished after the great struggle, but for years impostors appeared, hoping to profit from his reputation the world round. Oh no, Merrick, we never got to resurrect him. Fell in chapter 22. Ripping pepperonis, youngin'. Mathis left the army in favor of a dull, predictable life in Macedon. To him, bliss. Nina offered Hardin her hand in marriage, and so he was crowned the 24th king of House Arcanea. Well, look at that. Wolf remained Knight of Aurelis. He helped rebuild and later captained an elite known as the Wolf Guard. Rest in peace, Sedgar. Fell in battle during the endgame. Rocher left the army but later returned and became an Aurelian paladin. Records show he resided in Altea for a time, excuse me. Violent remained a Knight of Aurelis and helped rebuild. Always he put his friends with whom he had grown to manhood first. Phrasing. Wendell became the senior mage of Kadeen and embarked on a journey that took him from land to land in pursuit of truth. Ooh. Rickard returned home to live in peace, or so he claimed, even as the area experienced a surge of break-ins and purse snatchings. Vontu sealed the Dragonstone's power and disappeared. His wish was to live out his years in the Dulrian countryside. History lost track of Caesar after the war. Perhaps he found work as a bodyguard, or perhaps some country made him a general. Lady Killer Rad. Rad fell in love during the war and gave up his sword to win the woman's heart. Whether he succeeded, we shall never know. Still single? Wow, that's brutal. Roger found his way back to Grust in the end and reached out to many people from whom the ward had touched. That's so rude. George worked diligently to rebuild Arcanea. Later, he was chosen from the palace's knights to become archer captain. After studying in Kadeen for a spell, Princess Maria returned to Macedon to serve her people as a cleric. Minerva put all her efforts into restoring Macedon to glory. All wished for her to be queen. All except Minerva herself. Linda entered Princess Nina's protection and became a lady at court. Wow. Oops. Fell in battle during chapter 14. Rest in peace, Jake. It's okay, your girlfriend's kind of annoying in 3 houses, so it's fine. Medea honored her princess's request to remain with the Arcanean Knights and later became their captain. Fell in battle during chapter 12. Yeah, who is this? And who is this? Oh, battle during chapter 12. And who is this? Chapter 12. Oh, these are the nerds that were stuck in the cage with, yeah. Okay. Boa resumed his duties as Arcanea's royal bishop, guiding the kingdom while the people got back on their feet. Oh, rip Beck. He only had like 2 or 3 chapters to go. What a lad. The war left this once self-assured knight's heart in knots, but still, Hala worked diligently at rebuilding Macedon. Catria returned to Macedon to rebuild. Love for a certain man flared in her heart. then flickered when it went unrequited. Oof. Look, man. Hold on. Hold on. Is this the pause button? Does this pause? Yeah, it pauses it. Alright, look. I'm just saying. Sheeta's dead now. There's a whole other blue-haired Pegasus Knight just waiting for you, Marth. Huh? Huh? That's all I'm saying. Samson continued to ply at mercenary work throughout his life, but never sold his sword. To blah blah blah, I missed it. After the war, Zane left without a word. It was not until later that Marth learned his true identity. Ooh. Est fell in love with an Altean knight and found more happiness in a woman's life than a warrior's. Bit sexist, but alright. Fell in the endgame. Rip Tiki. We'll never see you in Awakening now. Lawrence put Grust's prince up on the throne and became his regent. Then he and Arcanea did not always see eye to eye. Elise returned to Altea with Marth. Ever serene, she stood by her brother and watched him grow into a fine leader. At Nina's request, Goto became Archmage of Arcanea. The world never knew a better teacher. Ha ha! And that's it. We did the thing. Alright. Honest thoughts time. First, I would highly recommend not playing this game on Hard5 for your first playthrough. And I feel like that has somehow sullied my enjoyment of the game a bit. I feel like if I maybe played on like Hard 3 or 4, I probably would have enjoyed the game a lot more. What to say? Oh, shit. I dropped my controller. So, put that over there for now. Okay. Let me piece my thoughts together for a moment. How do I want to say this? The difficulty spike in this game, which happened on the map, the first map that I warp skipped, I forget which one it was, where everything had brave weapons and forged silvers and forged javelins. Like, that was really the turning point of the game. It's like, okay, you can no longer fuck around anymore in this game. Almost every single one of your units gets one-rounded, and if they're not prolific in combat already, you no longer really have the chance to get them there. It's kind of how I felt. Like, there was a lot of units like Ogma, for example. Ogma was fantastic in the early game, but literally half of the units on a map having a brave weapon, making it to where he gets one-rounded, made him completely useless. I could no longer train Ogma. Ambush spawns are just inherent bad gameplay. Like, I have nothing else to say about it beyond that. They shouldn't exist. That's just how it is. Tons of the units felt really imbalanced. Like, there was no reason for me to kind of drop my core of guys. Like, I never found, like, oh, this unit has better stats than this one when he joined, or is lower level and easier to train, or has a better weapon rank, or something like that. Like, everyone just felt really generic. Like, obviously, the big standoutish ones are the ones that kind of use the most, like Sheeta, Katria, Jagan in the early game, absolutely fantastic. Access to the Silver Lance is really good. Minerva early on, though Minerva kind of tapered off after a while. She was really fantastic, but none of, like, majority of the growth units did not feel that great. Like, Gordon was just kind of a meme. Hey, Tasty. Linde was really fun to use, but was more like, felt kind of Nino-esque in terms of training. Sedgar and Wolf were obviously really rewarding to train, but, you know, you shouldn't have to bank on, like, over 100% growths in some stats in order to, you know, have a rewarding unit to train. Sheeta obviously had an incredible arc. Katria was incredible as well, though she didn't have really enough time to come into her own because of how many different units I was trying to train. And then Tiki. Tiki was fun, but because of the difficulty level, I feel like she never really had her time to shine. So, those are kind of the things I was down on. I really did enjoy the game, though. The game was fun. There was a few chapters where I was just like, oh my god, this is bullshit, I hate this, which we eventually got past. I enjoyed the reclassing system. Being able to just switch classes to, like, at the very end of the game there, I just switched Sheeta to Swordmaster, and she did fantastically. Like, though I feel like this game, if I was to play this game again, casually, or even on stream again, I would probably play it on a lower difficulty, just kind of see how the difference is. But when I play Three Houses casually, I still play on Maddening mode, because that's the difficulty level I'm used to, and it's what I enjoy. And the rest of the game feels far, far, far too easy. And plus, Divine Pulse is just kind of a, oh shit, I fucked up once, alright, let me rewind type deal. Which doesn't exist in these games. So I feel like if I was to play this game casually, I would probably play it on a lower difficulty. Or maybe I would play it again on Hard5. I don't know. I might play it again on Hard5. Yeah, the mid combat, the mid battle saves are nice, which is a nice little checkpoint. But because ambush spawns exist, by the time you get to those ones, sometimes it's like, oh shit, well, you saved at one, and then you get ambushed on the turn afterward. It's like, well, I guess I'll just go fuck myself then. I don't know. If I knew ambush spawns did not exist in this game, or same turn reinforcements. I've always called them ambush spawns, but if it's, if same turn reinforcements is what you know them as, then so be it. I also would like to use Marth more, probably, in a run. That's another thing that kind of irked me. I really did not like the fact that Marth is the only one that can do, like, the side objectives, like going to villages and stuff. And I really was not a huge fan of the fact that the Fire Emblem lets him open chests. Because then I'm like, okay, well, I can just not bring a thief, have Marth with a door key, and then he can go open that room and get the chests. Like, it's nice, but it's nice as a convenience, but it sucks if you want to, like, try and use Marth as a combat unit. He's better in New Mystery, you say. Well, that's good. Which I'm gonna try and get New Mystery working. I'm gonna see if I can get a, I'm gonna see if I can get it and get a translation patch for it. But since it was never localized to America, it's gonna be a lot harder for me to get a hold of it than it was for this one. Similar to, we got somewhere to upload. Yeah, like, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Tasty, is it possible you could send me the link via Discord? Because if that's the case, then I can knock it out. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. Overall, game was fun. It was enjoyable. There were some parts that were not great. Oh, you just have the... Oh, okay. I'll see what I can do. I'll figure out a way. I'll figure out a way for you to send it to me. Yeah, game was enjoyable. It was a lot of fun. The reclassing system was cool. I wish... Okay, here's my closing thoughts on it. I wish that more characters had like a cool niche via reclassing, since reclassing was such a core feature of the game. Maybe not core feature, but something that was very unique to the game. Kind of like Draug in the early game. Switching Draug from Armor Knight to Mercenary and having him be super, super fast. Because, you know, he doesn't just have 0 speed and then, you know, plus 10 speed on top of that. He already had like 4 or 5 speed, and then gets plus 10 speed on top of that. Made him one of my fastest units, but because he lost so much strength from reclassing, he was basically useless because he had no weapon rank and did no damage. So it's like, yeah, you can double for fucking 2. So it would have been cool if there were more units that had like a really cool niche with reclassing earlier on. So, yeah. But yeah, overall, had fun. It's good. So, it's been an hour. I've still got a couple hours to kill before I want to get out of here. So, you guys want to play some Hades? I didn't get to play Hades at all this weekend. Yeah, another one down. That's true. Yeah, I've got 3 more. Got New Mystery, and then Genealogy and Thracia. And that's it. That's all of them. Does 3 Hopes count? I'm going to say 3 Hopes doesn't count. Yeah. Alright. Let's close that down. Let's get that. I'm going to take the stream down for like a couple minutes, for like 30 seconds while I switch the info over so I can split the VOD for Hades. So I'll catch you guys in a couple seconds.